My landlord charged me $40 for leaving a fork in the sink, so I made sure he spent the next decade in prison. My landlord Dennis started with small things. A note taped to my door about keeping the hallway clear, then another about my doormat being 3 inches past the acceptable threshold. Month 2, he slipped new amendments under my door. $15 fee for packages left in the lobby more than 2 hours. $25 if my car wasn't perfectly centered in my parking spot. $50 for having guests past 10 p.m. I called him. Dennis, these fees aren't in the lease. His voice was flat. Section 8.3 allows management discretion. I was a grad student working 2 jobs. Fighting cost time I didn't have, so I paid. Month 4, I came home to a pink slip on my door. Violation, improper dish storage. Fork left in sink overnight. Fee, $40. $40 for a fork I'd used for dinner and planned to wash in the morning. I texted Dennis. This is insane, he replied instantly. Pay within 48 hours or face eviction. I went to his office. I can't charge me for a fork. He smiled. I can charge you for whatever violates our standards. You have 36 hours left. My hands were shaking when I left. My neighbor Violet showed me a folder. 43 violation notices. Over $2,000 in fees. Why haven't you reported him? She looked down. He said he'll evict me. I can't afford to move. I paid the $40. Then Dennis charged me $75 for excessive water usage, even though I'd been gone for a week. Month 6, $120 because my apartment smelled like cooking. I stopped arguing, just paid. Then one afternoon, I found Dennis in the hallway with a man in a gray suit. They were looking at clipboards. The damage is significant, Gray Suit said. You'll need full documentation for the claim. I'll get you everything, Dennis replied. Dennis saw me watching. Building inspector, routine maintenance. I nodded and went inside, but something felt wrong. That night, I couldn't sleep. The claim. What claim? At 2 a.m., I Googled the man's name from his clipboard. Premier Property Insurance Adjusters. Insurance adjusters assess damage for claims. My stomach tightened. I pulled up the building's public records. Dennis had filed an insurance claim 6 weeks ago for severe water damage to units 3B, 4A, and 5C. My apartment was 4A. I'd never had water damage. My ceiling was perfect. My walls were dry. I kept digging. Found another claim from 4 months ago. Electrical fire damage, units 2B and 3A. I knew the couple in 3A. They'd never mentioned a fire. At 3 a.m., I knocked on Violet's door. Did you ever have water damage? She frowned. No. Why? I showed her the records. Her face went white. He's filing fake claims and collecting the insurance money, I said. The next morning, I called every tenant. 11 apartments. Not a single one had the damage Dennis claimed. No water damage, no fires, nothing. He was fabricating reports, collecting insurance payouts, and pocketing the money. That's why he was pushing tenants out. Empty units couldn't contradict his stories. I took everything to a lawyer. She looked at the documents for 90 seconds. This is insurance fraud. Criminal. Report this to the State Insurance Commission and police. That afternoon, I filed reports. Included photos of my perfect apartment, statements from other tenants, Dennis's violation notices showing his harassment pattern. 3 weeks later, 2 investigators showed up. They spent 6 hours going through every apartment with cameras. Found 0 damage, 0 evidence of repairs. But when they searched Dennis's office, they found forged contractor invoices, photoshopped damage photos, and payment records showing $127,000 in fraudulent claims over 2 years. Dennis was arrested in the lobby. I watched through my window as they walked him out in handcuffs. Violet stood next to me. We didn't say anything. The building management company refunded every tenant's bogus fees. I got back $680. Violet got back $2,340. The state charged Dennis with 14 counts of insurance fraud, 8 counts of forgery, and racketeering. He pled guilty. The judge sentenced him to 12 years in prison and ordered him to pay back $340,000. I kept the pink slip about the fork, framed it in my bathroom.